Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. So as you know that I'm doing series on the inner child healing, and in the last video I talked about what is inner child and why is it important to heal it. And in today's video I'll talk about what happens when you heal the inner child. Healing is often imagined as a dramatic breakthrough, a single moment where everything suddenly changes. But true healing is usually a quieter process. It begins in small shifts. And over time, those small shifts create an entirely different life. So, one of the first things that happens when you begin healing is that you become aware of your patterns. Instead of automatically reacting, you start observing. You notice when fear is speaking. You notice when insecurities are making decisions for you. You also notice when old stories are actually influencing your present experiences. And in that awareness, you discover something powerful, that you have a choice. For perhaps the first time, you start responding to life instead of reacting from old conditioning. Another beautiful change is that your relationship with yourself begins to transform. Many people spend years being their own harshest critic. They judge themselves, they blame themselves, they push themselves beyond their limits, and they speak to themselves in a way that they would never speak to anyone like that. So, healing softens this relationship. You start treating yourself with much greater kindness, understanding, and patience. You stop seeing yourself as a problem that needs fixing, and you start seeing yourself as a human being deserving of compassion. So, as your healing deepens, your relationships begin to change as well. Not because people will change, but because you change. And that is when you stop seeking external approvals. You stop abandoning your needs just to make everyone else happy. And you stop worrying about upsetting people. And instead, you start setting healthy boundaries. You start expressing yourself more honestly. And you start choosing relationships that feel safe, respectful, and honest. And this is when love feels like a genuine connection instead of struggle. By the way, healing also changes the way you experience your emotions. Many people either suppress their emotions or they feel overwhelmed by them. So, healing teaches you emotional safety. You start learning that these emotions are not enemies. Rather, they are your messengers. So instead of running from fear, anger, sadness, disappointment, you learn to sit with them, listen to them, understand them, and also you allow them to move through you. So as a result, these emotions lose that power to control you, but instead you become more emotionally resilient, more grounded, and more at peace. Another transformation occurs in the area of self-worth. You stop measuring your value through success, appearance, or other people's approval, and you start recognizing that your worth was never something you had to earn. It was always there. And healing helps you reconnect to that truth. And once your self-worth grows, your life expands. You take on the opportunities that you once avoided. You start speaking up where you once stayed silent. You start trusting yourself where you once doubted yourself, and you stop settling for less than you deserve. Perhaps one of the most profound changes is that you begin feeling safe being yourself. Many people spend years wearing masks, trying to fit in, trying to be who people expect them to be, or trying to gain acceptance by being someone else. So, healing gradually removes those masks. It makes you more authentic, more comfortable in your own skin, and it helps you connect better to your own truth. And this authenticity brings freedom. Freedom from constant comparison, freedom from perfectionism, and freedom from the exhausting need to prove yourself. But perhaps the greatest gift of healing is that you stop searching outside yourself for what has always lived within. The love, acceptance, peace, validation, everything. and you stop seeking from the world what you can easily begin cultivating within yourself. And that realization changes everything. See, healing does not make life perfect. Challenges still arise, difficult emotions still appear, but you move through them differently. You start seeing life not from a wounded place, but from a healed and empowered one. And this is a true beauty of healing. Not that you become a different person, but you finally become free to be who you've always been. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Stay connected, and I'll keep posting more videos on this important subject. Thank you.